already now the grandstand's filling up. People coming in for this first game up between Central and Dannevirke. Always draws a good crowd, but the crowds over the week have been tremendous. We keep on saying this, but and we've had from Tuesday being very, very hot to Monday was also fine but windy, and then Wednesday windy and a little bit wet late in the afternoon, but the ground's soaked all the moisture up, and it'll still be a pretty good carpet to play good running rugby out there, David, I would imagine.
I think so, and by the looks of things it's going to clear now, so it's in great condition. And yeah, I was just talking to Mikey Cooper earlier on, the referee, and he was saying just to run around that paddock, it's just beautiful.
It sure is, and maybe it's got a little bit of length in the grass, and it could make conditions a little bit slippery, the ball for handling, but at the same time I think most teams have been injury free, and I would say the field's played a big part in that, with allowing them to play hard physical rugby but come away uninjured. I can remember this field out here in one year in the 70s, and the headline in the paper was the beginning of the season, and it said rugby starts hard, dusty and exciting, and it was obviously a good game between Takapau and High School Old Boys, but the ground at the time was white. It was so dry and hard. And then I go back to another time, and it was a Ross Shield tournament when Colin was playing in 1977 up at Nelson Park in Hastings, where the Mitre 10 building and so forth is now, and it was an absolute quagmire. It had rained all week, and the boys were just coming off. You could hardly identify them. It wasn't just wet, it was muddy.
Gosh, that was like a cattle yard, wasn't it? I remember that. Yeah. You could smell the mud.
Yeah, it sure was. But the tournament went ahead, and that's what Ross Shield's all about. They'll play it if they can, and as I said yesterday, over the 122-year history, I think there's only been 4 occasions that is noted anyway that the tournament hasn't been played.
Yeah, and I think a couple of things are worth mentioning here, Dennis, like Ross Shield. You know, we look at Ross Shield and the roller mills that is held up in...
The roller mills,
yeah,
yep.
That's all gone now, and this is the new structure of the New Zealand Rugby Union, and we're really lucky that Ross Shield is not affiliated to the union, and it's its own body. So
otherwise we could have ended up in the same boat.
Yeah, and God, thank God that didn't happen, because it would be so sad to see this go.
So once again, you've got to take your hats off to these Hastings East, Hastings West, Wairoa, Central Hawke's Bay, Dannevirke and Napier for making sure. I know there's a Ross Shield committee, but at least each individual committee gets behind the Ross Shield, and you just can't take it away when you see turnouts like this and see how well it's being run. And I know we harp on about how well it's been run, but I've just heard those comments regularly.
Yeah, it's worth harping on, because all these coaches and committee members and that have given up so much time.
Hell of a commitment.
And to make a tournament like this work, it takes a lot of work, a lot of fundraising, and obviously they've put in the hard yards here.
Yep, for sure. We see the central team appearing from out under the club rooms at the end of the ground, and they'll come around and they'll meet their Dannevirke opposition as they come out from under the grandstand. Central boys getting a round of applause.
Do you think Richard Baines will be refereeing today?
I think we better get off Bainesy's back today. He'll be starting to sort of feel, you know, these comments. You don't think we're giving him too much of a hard time?
Well, probably not, but we could probably start on Michael Cooper, because he's pretty fragile as well.
Yeah, we just better let them get through the tournament. We don't want them pulling out at this stage.
I'm out of here after this game.
In the distance there, we looking into the Puki Kaihau Pa, a big tourist point in Waipakarau. And here come the teams. Central will be defending the scoreboard end.
That's a real picture of them coming out, isn't it?
That's great. Really looking forward to this one. They go into their positions now for the haka.
Gosh, wouldn't it be great to be 12 or 13?
Well, it sure would. I mean, I just read a bit of a poem back in the office there before saying, why do we play this game? And it finishes really quite well. It's all the friends and people that you meet playing the game of rugby, you'd always do it. You'd always want to be playing this great game. Overcast conditions, but you get the feeling it's sort of improving all the time, don't you? There's no moisture in the air at the moment.
I was just looking through sort of past players of the tournament, and Dannevirke have had a few through the years. I think their last one was Scotty Kamek.
Oh yes, I remember young Kamek.
And another chap I've seen here during the week is Ronnie McDonald. He's been here at every game. He's got a grandchild playing.
Ronnie would have played Ross Shield for Dannevirke.
Yes, he did. Same year as I did.
Same year as you did, yep. Lucky enough to have young Joel Hintz up here yesterday. Interesting character, lovely young fella. And he's very passionate about Central and Hawke's Bay rugby. Second game today, we're fortunate to have Robbie Hunter coming on board and giving his thoughts.
Robbie was a Ross Shield?
No, Robbie wasn't able to play Ross Shield because he was at Heraworth and they were not involved and they weren't allowed to play for the Ross Shield team.
What a career he's had, eh?
Amazing. We'll talk a bit more about that later on when he's up here, but boy, that's for sure. How do you see this game going, David?
I think Dannevirke are going to be very hard to beat. It's going to be interesting, but Dannevirke have, in all their games, they've dominated that first 10 or 15 minutes, and if they get points up, it's going to be really interesting.
Yeah, it sure will be.
But don't cancel Central out. I mean,
no, they would have had a pretty sound team talk in there. Kurt and his assistants, they wouldn't leave any stone unturned, I wouldn't imagine. They all know how hungry Dannevirke have come out.
I would have to stand right at the back for a haka because I wouldn't remember what to do.
They've got some pretty good teachers these days.
Yeah,
they may even have been able to teach you, you never know. I've got a grandson, young Mason, who just loves it.
Well, I remember going back when my son Robbie got in. You could hear the thumping on the walls in our shower. He was always doing the haka, you know. It was,
at home?
Yeah, at home.
He was practicing?
Yeah.
Just a little bit of a scud coming across the ground at the moment.
There's a good crowd though, isn't it?
Oh, very good crowd early. Game one.
I suppose that grandstand will be full of Dannevirke and Central
I would
Hawke's
say
Bay
so.
people.
At this stage. Just see the Hartuma Hills in the distance. There's certainly a little bit of rain about all of a sudden. And we're about to do battle. Mikey Cooper's got the honour of doing this game today. He's done one or two extras with Richard Baines having to pull out in the very first game, unfortunately.
I thought we were going to leave Bainesy out of these conversations.
I was giving him a compliment.
Right. Well, I was talking to Michael Cooper earlier, and he said Bainesy should have carried on. He said he shouldn't have broken down that. He should have carried on. So, but I think we should get into Mikey because he gave Bainesy quite a bit of flack.
But it's great, isn't it, to see these
guys? They do a fantastic job.
There's the kick-off. Long one down, deep down into the Dannevirke 22, being run out by Zach Gore. Out along, running it up outside the 22 now. Coming back on the Dannevirke side. No problems with ball handling at this early stage, but it's been turned over by Central. And who's that doing that hard work? Is that Macquarie in there?
It was Macquarie, yep.
Taken up, Central, taken up well. Out along the back line. Who's that? Was that Ivy Lee Hemawiley? Number 4. Macquarie going down at number 8. Dannevirke ball to the scrum. In it goes. Back on the Dannevirke side. He'll be a clearance downfield. It's bouncing, running along there, but it's come to Tariha, takes it forward, takes it into the ruck, coming back on the Dannevirke side. There goes Sutherland for a little dart, but he's scragged. Need a half back there now. Ball's been dropped. Play on, says referee Cooper. Along the Dannevirke back line, there's a kick in behind into territory. This is a good kick from that Dannevirke player, picked up with Central, and now running it out is Pippa Nartouche. And she's brought down just on the 22 metre line. Central trying to run it out. Still going forward. Who's that with the ball up and over the 22 metre line? Still trying to run it out, Central. Taken down by Charlie Smith. Back now to Nartouche at first 5. Central just going backwards at the moment, not able to get out of their 22. Penalty Dannevirke. Is that what's been indicated? Or is it an injury? Not too sure what's going on here.
I think Mikey might have blown that up because he thought someone was in a terrible position.
Yeah.
So, hell, that's good refereeing, isn't it?
So it's going to be scrum Central ball. Yeah, I think
that's
you
good
might be
refereeing,
right,
isn't it? Yeah.
Good to hear you giving the referees a compliment. Sutherland puts the ball into the scrum. Back to it. Who is that? Rory Bartlett kicking downfield, taken by Dannevirke, but slightly knocked on. Central ball. Midway, 22 and 10 metre line, Central.
Is that Katie Bibby on the other side, is it? The left wing?
Yes.
Is it?
And Pippa on this wing here. And it goes from Sutherland back to Wallace Nartouche along the line. Smith takes it up. Coming out now. Smith again, I think. No, it wasn't Smith. Who was that? Coming out now. Who was that?
It's Ward, isn't it?
Oh, that was Ward that took it. Yeah. And that's Macquarie bringing it out. Good strong run from him. And Pippa Nartouche managed to regather the ball, and that's a good strong run from her, and she gets the ball back well, and it's been dropped out there. Just Macquarie just taking his eye off the ball, I think, in that instance. Scrum, Dannevirke ball, midway 22 and 10 metre line, Central Territory. Kyan Quegan to put the ball into the scrum, and it goes. Coming down the blind side, taken up by Gore. Fergus Rowe takes it forward. Back now to Rautahi. Dannevirke still have the ball. Jared Stevenson takes it up. Central gain the penalty. Holding on. Someone got in over the top there. You see who that was, David?
Ward.
Might have been young Ward, I think.
It was.
That was good work. Here's the clearance. And it just gone into touch.
This is going to be even, isn't it? I mean, it wouldn't surprise you if this game wasn't scoreless at half time.
Ward to throw to the line out. Mac Ward out of Takapau School and Central, but Dannevirke goes through and regather the ball, but it's ruled a knock on.
That'd be the son of Damien Ward, wouldn't it?
That's Dame.
Ross Shield.
Yep.
Rugby as well.
You had Damien in the Ross Shield side.
Yep.
Lockie Sutherland to put the ball in. And it goes. Macquarie off the back out to Sutherland. Nartouche brings it up strongly. She's trying to wrestle it back, but turned over by Dannevirke. Great work. Pippa Nartouche just got a little bit isolated there. They're coming back for the penalty. Holding on. There's very little time you've got to get rid of that ball, isn't it? To get it back so you're not caught with holding on.
Yeah, Pippa Nartouche, she had no option really, did she? She was either going to get away with it or not. And
it's a hard one in that.
It's probably a little thing that Central have lacked right through the tournament up until now. They're just a support play.
Yeah, I think that's the key. A lot of them will be drummed into them. They've got to get there quickly in support. Dannevirke win at the front of the line out. Coming back to Quegan out along the back line. Paige Rowe takes it forward. I'm wondering if that's a brother-sister pairing out there with Paige and Fergus Rowe in at lock. Quegan along the back line. Stevenson. I would imagine he's connected to the Stevenson family, Aotea, from the Aotea club. Here he goes again. It's good boy, beautiful pass into the gap. And going to go all the way, Dannevirke, no, just pulled down short. Just seemed to run on and run on. Dannevirke fired up now. They sense that goal line's not far away. Back it comes on the Dannevirke side. Out along the back line to Rowe. She turns it over. Working hard. Could be penalty advantage. No, still Dannevirke ball. Out along the back line, there's an overlap here. Oh, Dannevirke just short of the line now, but I wonder whether that ball should have gone wide. Two-man overlap. Penalty Dannevirke. Dannevirke threatening at the moment. And that could be lost forward. That's unfortunate for Dannevirke. They were in a good position there, but it's been bought out by Central. They've got the scrum advantage. Nartouche not really clearing it far enough. Dannevirke bring it back again. Really asking the question, Dannevirke are now. Hard on attack. They're all lining up to take this ball. Forward go Dannevirke, and there's a penalty to Central. Central can consider themselves lucky to get out of this one.
I think Dannevirke could have been 5 points up if they'd have moved that ball right out the back line.
It's just that two-man overlap, yep. Unfortunately. Nartouche takes it out to the 22-metre line. There'll be Central ball to the line out. Ward to throw. And it goes. It's gone to the front, but Dannevirke has stolen it. Was that not allowing it go 5 metres?
I don't think it went 5.
No. So it's a free kick. Central take it. They'll want to try and run it out from here. But that's a hospital pass there, and it just not. And they've secured the penalty. Here come Dannevirke again. Now they've got the overlap again, and they just fire it on. But he's out. Good covering tackle right in the corner. Central just need to concentrate more on what they're doing with the ball in the back line at the moment. They're just sort of undecided. That's taken beautifully at the front, and he's in for a try.
It's a well-deserved try, that.
Yeah, they've been asking the question of Central, and Central just not able to get outside that 22-metre line. It's number 1, Zach Gore. He's had a good He's been in the play regularly. His name's coming up. So Central will be disappointed in that, and they'll really need to, on defence, just work a way of getting out of that 22-metre line. Whether it be running it up the middle, it's just not working out wide in the backs at the moment. Here's the conversion attempt from Stevenson. He struck it pretty well.
Yes.
And it's gone just inside the right hand upright. A beautiful kick. Dannevirke go ahead by 7 points to 0. This local derby. And the day's improving all the time, and we've got a very, very good crowd in here at the moment. Early in the day, and I would say we're getting right up there as to having the most people in for the week. Dannevirke bring it out again. We're 20 minutes into the first half. Halfway through the first half, or we're more than halfway through. Here comes Sutherland. Is that number 4? To Hammer Wiley. Sutherland again to Nartouche. Nartouche to Bartlett. Bartlett brings it around. Changes direction. Tariha. Nartouche. Pippa Nartouche right up the middle. There's a good strong run from Pippa Nartouche. She's brought down 5 metres out. What do we have here? Try awarded?
Try awarded. I didn't get the number of that try scorer, but
no, I didn't either.
That was a nice run by Pippa Nartouche.
Oh, that was a great run.
I've been wanting to see her run for some time because she looks like she's very quick. She just needs space.
Just get that ball in hand, a little bit of space. Her brother Wallace now attempting the conversion. Out on the 15-metre line. Here he goes kicking. He struck it reasonably well, but it's just short, I think. I wasn't too sure what Michael was awarding there, but in the end it was a decisive try to Central. Not too sure of the try scorer, sorry. Stevenson to kick off. Restart the game for Dannevirke. Dannevirke lead by 7 points to 5. First time Central have been in Dannevirke territory and they scored. The long kick down to Katie Bibby and she's just fumbled that one, but Central regather up over the 22. Sutherland. Nartouche running it out again. Bit static, but here's Pippa Nartouche bringing it up hard again. She's done well and laid the ball back. Sutherland. This Bartlett, no, it's the number 8, Macquarie. Central have it, here goes Ward, takes it up, sets it. Central in over the top, Sutherland, Nartouche. Smith hits it up. Central gain the penalty. Wanting to play it at pace, off they go. No, not on the mark. Not releasing. It goes Nartouche. A bit of a spiral kick and it's just gone out on the halfway mark. Oh, beg your pardon, midway, 10 metre and halfway. Be Ward to throw to the line out. Dannevirke got a bit of height in that forward pack there, David.
Yeah, they have actually. Dannevirke's quite a big team, really, when you look over.
Well taken by Blaze Parker in the middle of the line out there, and it's set for Central. Sutherland, good little halfback.
Beautiful pass.
Lockie Sutherland, he's getting it, he's clearing it quickly. Here he goes again. Oh, there's a good work by Nartouche. Bartlett just not able to get that one into the area he wanted. And Dannevirke turned it over on the 10-metre line. And Central gain the penalty. What's going to happen here? Play on. Is that Blaze Parker takes it up again. They've got another penalty advantage. Here comes Hori Bartlett chasing. But Dannevirke have been able to run it out, but they're coming back for the penalty advantage. Sometimes I'd just like to see on the penalty advantage more use made of it, because the referees will play it and rather than just kicking it away all the time. But you see it in the All Blacks games as well. I mean,
people just trying to speed things up, aren't they? But they're losing support play and all that sort of thing.
But the referees will play that advantage and take it back.
Yes.
rather than just aimless kicking.
Sutherland to put the ball in the halfback for Central. He's a classy little player.
Yeah, and he's going well. There's Macquarie off the back, and he's broken right up the middle, and he's going to go all the way. That's a great try. He's been looking for that all tournament. Big, strong runner. Good try, Central, and they strike back. They go ahead 10 points to 7 with a kick to come. That was a good try, David. He's been looking for that, hasn't he?
That was outstanding,
Yeah.
and the good thing about it, he ran blind, which was
yes, rather than
space into the open. He's having a good tournament.
Yeah. Nartouche on the 15-metre line. Here he goes. He struck it pretty well. That's over. There's 12 points to 7. Central lead.
It's all on, isn't it? All on.
Yep. 12 points to 7. Inside the last 6 minutes of the first half. Stevenson to kick off. He goes short. Attacked it and they've regained it. That's well done. Central slow to get in there and recover that ball. And Dannevirke done really well. Gore takes it up again. Had a strong game and Dannevirke secured the penalty. Inside 22 and 10 metre, and they're opting for a scrum. Who would you be starting to pen in out of these sides for your Hawke's Bay side, David?
Oh gosh, not
That's throwing you in the deep end.
Yeah, that has. One boy I've really been watching, and that's the number 7 for Dannevirke, and he does a lot of good things, but he's just
Meek.
Yes, but he's just started to drift out into the back line all the time, and
Quigan,
whether the
penalty.
it's a bit of a game plan or not, I don't know.
They're going to take the penalty this time. Coming off, breaking early was the call.
But it's at this stage that the Hawke's Bay team will be starting to get picked. You know, players are coming through to the end of the tournament and still performing.
Yep.
Those are the players you look at.
Not going to be an easy job because there's some talent in all the sides in key positions. Halfback first 5,
Yeah, you're going to get players from all over the place, I think, and it's just unfortunate that they don't go on and play games. And
coming back on the Dannevirke side, Dannevirke want to put points on the board before half time. Here's a good run. Is that Gore again taking the ball up hard?
he's having a good game.
He's having a good game. He's making yardage every time. They regain a penalty, and here goes Stevenson. Rowe, good tackle there, taken down when she was looking threatening. Quigan, lock out there. It's a good tackle, taken down hard. And we've got lost forward in that tackle. That was a good tackle by that Central player.
The defensive Central's not too bad, is it?
No,
they've been working hard.
It'll be Central ball to the scrum. That was a tackle that just freed that ball up, didn't it? And they lost it forward, Dannevirke. They'll be wanting to come back before half time. Central won't want that to happen. Here it comes back, Sutherland, Bartlett, and there's a good clearance kick downfield.
It's a good move, just moving Bartlett into there to make that clearing kick.
Yeah. And it brings it out to 5 metres inside the Central 22. At 2 minutes left in the game, in the half, and it goes Dannevirke. Central have scrambled it. Might be Sutherland bringing that ball up. Need a half back there, and Central are going to try and run it out up midway, 22 and goal line. Still going forward, Central down to the ground, placing it back now. Central running it out, back into the traffic, but making good ground up towards the 22 metre line. Here we go, Bartlett again running blind and setting up the outsides, Nartouche. And Katie Bibby scragged over the touchline over there. 3 metres outside the 22. Good contest out there between these two teams. Dannevirke take the ball in front of the line out. They're held up and Central drive on them, but Dannevirke has still got the ball. Coming back now, Quegan. Out along the back line, row to that number 7, Meek, standing out in the back line. Central gain the penalty with time up on the clock in the first half. Here we go, Central. It's gone to no one, but now Bartlett has it. Out along the back line to Nartouche again. Strong run, but well tackled by her opposite, Harting. She's well taken care of that time, not given any space. Quegan makes a break up the field for Dannevirke. Penalty, Central. Holding on, who was in over there? Taken quickly by Central. And here's Blaze Parker taking it up. Midway 10 metre and halfway line, Central territory. Sutherland, Ward driving forward. High tackle, penalty Central. Here goes. Calling for a scrum.
Why do we do that?
Call for the scrum?
Call for the scrum.
Maybe I think they're just thinking, well, they're going to bring more defenders in maybe. If they're pretty confident of winning the ball and they're just inside. Dannevirke's half now, be their last opportunity before half time, I think. Sutherland, beautiful pass out to Nartouche, another beautiful pass to Smith, on to Bartlett. Bartlett running wide, setting up Katie Bibby, but he's still going down that far touchline. He's still going, and he's going to race in and score a beautiful try down that grandstand side of the field. What a time to score right on half time. And Central will go ahead by 17 points to 7. That was a great run.
That was good.
Thoroughly enjoyed that.
Yes, that's good. 1 minute he actually went back and then made ground, didn't he?
Yeah.
So
strong fending. Maybe going on those taller boys like that, going a little bit high and getting fended. And that'll be half time. And he struck it pretty well, but 17 points to 7, Central lead. They've come back, fought back really well, David. It looked a little bit ominous for Central, the way Dannevirke were applying pressure early in that first half, and they just couldn't get out of their 22.
yeah, it's surprised me really that Dannevirke haven't kept the pressure. Well, at the same time, Central have been down there and defended well, and when they've got out of it, I mean, it's either been Bartlett, hasn't it?
Yeah.
It's made ground, and I just want to see it come out with one of these, either Katie Bibby or Pippa Nartouche with a bit of space, because they look like they've got speed.
Well, they have got speed.
And
that's
instead
really,
the ball's coming out and their opposites right on them. But
But no, you're right. And when a team is defending really well, it does suck it out of the attacking team a little bit. If they're attacking and can't get there, it sort of drags it out of them a little bit, doesn't it?
Yeah, it does, because Dannevirke were working hard.
Oh, they're working hard.
Really hard to get through, and of course that says something for Central's D. And,
Yes.
Yeah, they're doing extremely well.
Dannevirke created several opportunities early in that first half, but as you say, the central defence has really held.
It's good, and it's amazed me that there's been no slippery ball.
Exactly,
You know,
the handling's been beautiful.
It has.
You wouldn't have thought there was any rain on the surface out there at all, but there is a little bit of drizzle coming back across the ground at the moment, and we've got a very good crowd here. I don't think there would have been any space for us in the grandstand, Ian, to be doing this filming today. We're lucky that Rousey's had the scissor lift for us, and it's given us a great view of the park and the surrounding area. It's just been tremendous.
I'm pleased it's not raining.
Very pleased it's
I wouldn't
not
have
raining.
been here.
That just makes it a little bit awkward when you've got to hold on to a brolly, and certainly a lot of heavy cloud around. Look into the Puki Kaihau Pa. It certainly is a good backdrop there over the tennis courts, and
Just a
well
great
worth
place,
a visit,
eh?
that Pa site. Well worth a visit. A lot of history there, and you'll be surprised about what you'll learn. I've had a trip up there, never ventured into that area in all the time I've been in Hawke's Bay, but it's a lovely spot and some wonderful, wonderful history. I'd recommend it to anyone, and I'd also recommend a visit out to the Onga Onga Museum and the Coles building out there at Onga Onga, open Sundays 11 until 3. Great little store out there.
Are you meant to be
Kushner
doing
and
promotions for
Jasmine.
Onga Onga today? Or?
Well, I'm trying to win a free coffee out at the Onga store.
It's quite funny, you know, you're talking about Onga Onga, and I was just thinking, I was well up in the ranges this morning, and I go past Wakarara Camp, and on this little bus I read Wairau. So that's where they're actually based.
Ah, okay.
The Wakarara Camp. And
Right up at the camp.
I think that's brilliant, isn't it?
I would have liked to have talked to Ryan and Joe about that, their kids up there.
Yeah.
What a great idea.
They probably wouldn't know where it is.
So that means they'd have to go up Makarora Road.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Yep.
So here we are to begin the second half with Central ahead by 17 points to 7, and Jared Stevenson to kick off. He's impressed me out in the middle of the Dannevirke back line. Has kicked midway 10 metre 22 Central wrestling it up. It'll be interesting to know what was said at half time from the coaches. More of the same, I would be thinking, because they late in that second half they came back well, Central. Out. Not sure who that is bringing it up there, but we've got young Sutherland in at half back. There's a good pass out to Nartouche, and Nartouche gets that spiral kick away, and it'll roll as spirals do. And there's good chases here from Central, and that gets them right back up into the Dannevirke territory, midway 10 metre and 22. Dannevirke have it, and they drive it out up through the forwards. Coming back on the Dannevirke side. And they've won the penalty. A big part of the team training now, I suppose, David, is teaching them what the laws are, because it's such an important part of the game. I mean, you take the ball into contact and look to be going forward, but you're turning it over either by holding on or you're going off your feet. There's so much for them to remember now.
Yeah, but I don't know whether all those rules have come through to the Ross Shield, have they?
Well, I don't know. Certainly the holding on is.
That's been there, but
Yeah.
I just purely think that's a lack of support, and
yes, you're right. And like you say, if you're taking a ball up, you don't want to let it go.
no,
especially
you're
if
not going to give it away, are you? I mean,
But at the same time, depending on where you are, you might be better to give it away than give the penalty away, depending on what ground can be gained. So we had a scrum here, Dannevirke ball.
I think we got a lot of teams just coming to the person that's got the ball on the ground instead of blowing through.
Yes.
And taking the opposition out of it.
Instead of blowing through.
Yes, we're not blowing through.
You're not blowing, no. Yeah, I don't really, I see that as it surprises me that that's allowed because...
Well, you were a back. you backs never ever got in and did the hard yards.
I've come out of rucks and walls with plenty of scars on my back, don't you worry. Good scrum, Dannevirke, Quegan. That's a good kick downfield, but well positioned by Tariha, and he's bringing it up the grandstand touchline right up to the halfway mark. Made good ground, could be penalty advantage here as well. And that's Blaze Parker takes it up again over the halfway line. Coming back, Sutherland, Nartouche. And that's a good kick downfield, but they are going back for the penalty. They're playing under penalty advantage.
That's good. We're seeing the short side used a little bit more often today, aren't we? Which is right. Good play.
And they are making ground down that short side.
Some of these
seen Macquarie score going the short side.
Well, some of these outside backs on both sides are coming up and testing the referee behind his back, and they're well offside.
That's a good kick down towards the 22, Dannevirke. Was that Nartouche who kicked that?
Yes. Yes, it was. He's got that good little spiral kick.
Yeah. You don't see the spiral very often these days now, but is that Ward throwing? That's not Ward. Is there a change out there? Is that McDonald throwing that ball in out along Nartouche?
This is good.
This is a good run here. Here goes Bartlett again. This is a strong run from Bartlett. Fends off. Kiddo's out there now, number 14, but he's lost the ball. Dannevirke bring it away. Macquarie's in there, ties it up. Dannevirke have it still. There's a long kick across field. This could be interesting, but Nartouche just not able to hold on to that ball. She was probably more aware of what opportunity she had to score in the corner, because it would have been an interesting contest had she taken that ball cleanly. But she knocked it on, and it's Dannevirke ball. Six minutes into the second half. Central lead 17 points to 7, but it's anyone's game still. Here you go, Dannevirke. They're going to kick it out. That's not a bad kick, but Tariha's well positioned again. He's had a good game today. Just bringing it up over the 10-metre line, trying to get it back. Here it comes. Dannevirke spoiling, but that player's got in between the ball. Just went off his feet, obstructing Central from getting that ball. Here goes Sutherland. He's been a busy boy all day. Just a bit of a wayward pass there, but it's gone now. Here goes Nartouche. She's got a bit of space this time. She's hurrying for the line. She's got one to beat, and she's just caught short of the line, but she gets up and goes again.
No, that was good play, wasn't it? That was a good run of play.
Penalty.
You saw that pace that Nartouche has got.
Yeah. But unfortunately, Central penalised. That was a good run. She had the space like you were talking, and once she was wound up, it's a good clearance from Dannevirke. Probably not as good as they would have liked. So Central hard on attack inside the 22. 17-7 they lead.
just on what you said about our positional play of the central fullback, it's been excellent, hasn't it?
Oh,
the way he's taking that ball.
Yeah, his positional play's been spot on. And he's run it back hard. Knock on Dannevirke. Central ball to the scrum. That was a good covering tackle on Nartouche.
It was a good covering tackle.
Be Sutherland to feed the scrum. Becoming a very good overcast, mild day here at Central Park at the moment. Here goes Macquarie off the back. Shapes to pass. Bartlett just short of the line and he's out. Good covering, Dannevirke. Good defence. Holding on, Dannevirke. They won't want to let Central in again. Deep into the goal line, but he's running it out well. Comes out into that tackle there made by Central, which is coming back on the Dannevirke side. Here it goes. Central up quickly, putting pressure on Dannevirke. Coming back, Dannevirke again. It's going to be kicked out, but there's a charge down. Yes, Central have scored. That's unfortunate for Dannevirke. But very good play by Central. Getting through on that ball after the charge down. I'm not too sure who charged that down.
No, I'm not too sure who that was, but it was good work. You know, they
Can we have a replay, please, Ian?
Yes. Just what. I see the Waterman has the same sort of strapping as Richard Baines, the referee.
So we go. Central go ahead by 22 points to 7.
That's been good play by Central, hasn't it? They've just persevered and
Yep. Yeah, they really have. Here goes young Nartouche. He's kicked it, he's struck it well.
yes,
And it's over. Central out to 24 points to 7. As I was saying, Dannevirke, they just wouldn't want that. They've played well enough to sort of, they're just letting Central get away a little bit as we come up to the halfway mark in the second half. 15-point ball game now. Here we go, Stevenson to kick off. That's well kicked and it's gone out over the touchline.
I mean, today with Bartlett, with ball in hand, he's been making yards, hasn't he?
Oh, he has. He's
done
good
well.
running.
Yeah.
Strong fend. He's certainly a game breaker, but away go Dannevirke up the blind side. And Dannevirke have won the penalty. They'll want to score quickly, Dannevirke. Lift their spirits, and this is a good run up. Is that Stevenson took that ball up there?
It was Stevenson.
Yeah. He's had a good game. Out along the Dannevirke back line, there's good defence. Dannevirke still have the ball. Out to Meek. Meek takes it up strongly. Dannevirke. Stevenson. Rowe. She's taken a tackle by Bartlett, trying to hold her up. Just inside the 22, Central. Coming blindside. Meek drives forward. Gorin over the top there. Still coming back. Here we go up the blind side, but he's just put a foot out. This is good work, Dannevirke. They're working hard there in the forwards. Thinking, playing that blind side pretty well, David.
Yeah, they are. They are, and it's a wonder we haven't seen a lot more of that right through the tournament. But you know, this is when things start to happen.
Yep, exactly. And it goes, Dannevirke win it, Central defend. Coming back on the Dannevirke side, Stevenson, Rowe, good pass out along the back line, but pressure from Central. They haven't made the advantage line, but Dannevirke in over the top and the ball's coming back Dannevirke way, down that grandstand side of the field. Quegan, not such a good pass there. Might have been Meek taking it up again, was it? No, that's Meek with the ball now, drives forward. And Central holding on, or not rolling away. Dannevirke penalty. Injury to the Central, oh no, it might have been a bootlace, I think. Penalty, taking a shot at goal. I wondered that. What are your thoughts on that decision, David?
No, not at this stage. I think they've got the boy that could put it in the corner, and you know, you want 7 points really rather than 3. But it is interesting, isn't it? We're at day 4. No one wants the wooden spoon, so we're starting to see sides try things. And
yes, yeah, okay, I see what you're saying.
Yeah.
Yep. Is this Stevenson taking the kick, I think? He struck it pretty well, and that's down the middle.
It's 3 points on the board, isn't it?
3
so we've got
points.
to take that back.
Dannevirke 10, Central 24.
I'm just amazed at the crowd. Look at it. It's
Massive crowd.
Massive.
Yep.
Here we go.
We thought the crowds of the first 2 days were great, but look at the crowd that's in here today and brought out by Dannevirke. Dannevirke gained the penalty. Come on, we want to see the better discipline from the Central side. Do all the hard work and get into this territory, but Dannevirke bring it out well. Oh, just took his eyes off the ball there and a slight fumble. It's a shame for Dannevirke. Good opportunity for them to get out of their territory. Kiddo play hasn't gone his way.
No, but you've
today.
seen him trying to get in
Yeah,
and get into work.
He's keen to get there.
He's a bloody tiger.
And it goes from Sutherland, Nartouche, Bartlett. Nartouche, here's a good run by Pippa Nartouche, but she's just ankle tapped there. But here goes Bartlett again, down that touchline side.
He's
and
in.
They're going to go and race around him behind the post. That's a good try, Central. That's a good reply from Central after conceding the penalty. And they go out now to 29 points to 14 with a kick to come. Corey Bartlett certainly had a good game today, hadn't he? He's looked strong.
Yeah, he's been outstanding.
He's just come into his own.
He's got a good fend, hasn't he?
He's got a very good fend, and he's thinking a bit more about his attack.
Go back to what we were talking about earlier on, you know, Dannevirke beating Central in pre-season games, and just shows that Ross Shield brings the best out of people.
Yes, yeah. It was actually Central beat Dannevirke in the
was it?
in the Trevor White. Yeah.
Sorry, I thought Dannevirke.
Yeah, no.
How close was that game?
It was reasonably close, yeah. No, it was a good contest. Did that kick go over?
Yeah.
31 points to 14. Central lead. with about 10 minutes to go in the second half. Stevenson to kick off again. Here we go. It's another kick that's going to go out. It's not covered by Central. But it'll be their ball into the line out.
Did it go out on the full, did it?
Oh, I beg your pardon, I didn't realise that. It did go out on the full, so it's scrum back Central, ball midfield. I thought I was right in the score. I had Dannevirke at 10 and they had them at 14, but they've gone back to 10, I see. So it's 31 points to 10. Scrum, Central, Sutherland. Here comes Bartlett again. Straight up the middle, they're not wanting to tackle. Central there quickly. Just shows you've got to be there even quicker and have that opportunity to get that ball back. Quegan, Stevenson, Rose made a break up the middle. A good tackle. She's shut down by Pippa Nartouche. And they've Central again the penalty. Central take it quickly, away they go. Central still going, but they've lost it forward when there was an opportunity to just flick it on to Macquarie, who was on the outside. Been played pretty high tempo.
Yeah, it has, hasn't it? Every penalty, it's a quick tap or something like that. They're probably better off to slow down and just organise themselves.
Down, yeah. At this stage of the game,
yes.
Yeah. Ideal conditions for rugby out there now. Just a calm, mild day at the moment. No threat of rain really.
It's quite humid.
It's all disappeared.
I think there's a thunderstorm coming game too.
Yeah. When you won't be here.
Exactly.
So it's Dannevirke ball into the scrum. 5 metres outside there, 22. Coming back to Quegan. Who's that taking? Actually, they had 2 good runs. Is that 14? Tuture. Stevenson, he's a strong lad, but he's scragged down there, and Central in trying to win that ball, but Dannevirke got it secure at the back of the ruck there. Central getting in and tackling. Back it comes. Here's Stevenson with a long kick down into space. Just finding Tariha, and he's going to run it back, but he's scragged by Maisie Wren, but Central still have it. Going out towards that grandstand side of the field. Central win the penalty.
That's another rugby name from Dannevirke, isn't it?
Wren. Nigel Wren played a lot of rugby for Dannevirke. Remember Nigel well. Here's Nartouche with the ball now. There's a little spiral and it just scrambles out into touch. Midway 10 metre and halfway line, Central. It'll be Central's throw to the scrum. Is young Ward not out there now?
He must have been taken off. Yeah.
He'd had a good game.
He had.
Yeah.
Outstanding game.
It's thrown to the front of the line out, but not straight or not 5 metres. Not straight. Says referee Cooper. Scrum Dannevirke ball. I like these referees' decisions now. They're clear and decisive, aren't they? I mean,
Yeah.
you know what you know what's going on most of the time. And it's good that they've got full control of the game. They're not being influenced by someone sitting in the corporate box with a television. And it goes, Dannevirke ball inside the central half now. Quigan out along the back line. Here's that good run again. Good run again. Here's Rowe. She's always looking for the gap and she's not scared to take the boys on, and that's good gain upfield. Dannevirke have it. Meek. No, that was Fergus Rowe took that ball up, number 4. George Baxter feeds it along. Dannevirke have it, and he sees a bit of a ruck over there, but a well won penalty. Who was that in over the top? That was Macquarie who went in there and won that penalty, and here's Bartlett with a long kick downfield into space, and it bounces well for Pippa.
She's going to have to give it. Yes.
And Pippa Nartouche goes in to score an excellent try.
Was that Wren coming in behind her, was it?
I'm not too sure.
Yeah.
She just pulled up a little bit there, and
It was a great kick, and then the bounce of the
Yep.
ball, it was Pippa Nartouche right on it.
but Dannevirke never gave up and nearly thwarted that try. The Central go out to 36 points to 10 with a kick out in front to come. Into the last minutes. Could well be time. 38 points to 10, Central win over Dannevirke. They'll be really pleased with that win, David. I thought they did it pretty well.
Yeah, they did. They did it extremely well, and it really surprised me because I thought the game would be very close, and but we saw some good rugby, good defending,
Yep.
and from both sides.
Your player of the game?
I think Bartlett from Central, you know, yeah, we could go and say, yeah, he's greedy, but today I thought he used it when he had it.
He did.
And he fended well, and yeah, and it was good to see Pippa Nartouche get the ball now and again. It just showed that if she had it more often, she has got the pace, and she's got the, if we had given her the space to run. So, and another one for Central, I know it's all Central, but the little halfback, he's always hard working. And,
I was really pleased. He was just a little general. He fed Nartouche well and gave Nartouche space, and set the back line alight, and gave Horry Bartlett the opportunity to run as well as he did.
And Dannevirke got some hard workers in there too. I mean, so, what amazes me is the girl that I think it's number 3, 4 or 5.
Yes.
She played really well. The 7.
Yeah, Mitchell Meek.
Yeah, Mitchell Meek, and the fullback, which was Wren, wasn't it?
Yes.
Was always.
Yeah, Maisie Wren.
Yes.
And Jared Stevenson, I thought, played a solid game.
Stevenson played well. He was very solid, and he's got a good, strong kick. He's a strong boy.
Yeah. And Paige Rowe, I mean, she came into her own in the second half, and I thought she defended well and attacked well.
Yeah.
Hey, thanks very much. We're going to get rid of you now and
that's fine.
Bring on someone else who we'll introduce when we get you up here. So do you mind just jumping out?
No,
we'll let you down.
No, thanks very much. And,
it's been bloody good.
Thoroughly enjoyed it.